Welcome to Youth Views and You. We are your host, Anicia Simon
and Monique Perville.
On today's show, we will be discussing dating,
court and courting.
But before we go into our discussion, let's check out our Did You Know features and phobias of the afternoon.
Did you know? Did you know that your tongue is made up of 8 interwoven muscles, similar to the structure to an elephant trunk or octopus tentacle? You have 2 kidneys, but only 1 is necessary to live.
And our phobias of the afternoon are: first, sarmassophobia. That's the fear of dating and relationship. Our second phobia, pistantrophobia. It's the fear of trusting people due to bad experiences with prior lover.
All right, and our riddle of the afternoon, you can send in your answers. We'll look at it at the end of the program. Who is that with a neck and no head, 2 arms and no hands? What is it? Let us pray. Who is that with a neck and no head, 2 arms and no hands? What is it? Let us pray. Dear most kind and righteous Father, as we come to you, dear God, may you bless us and keep us, dear Jesus, as we are about to do your work. May whatever we do be to the honor and glory of your name. In your precious name, I pray. Amen. All right. So we are going to introduce our special guest, Miss Kristen Campbell. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Campbell?
All right, good day, viewers. My name is Kristen Campbell, a member of the Mavis Bank Seventh-day Adventist Church, music coordinator, student of the Michael University College, where I'm studying guidance and counseling.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Campbell. What is dating? Dating is an avenue of getting better acquainted with the opposite sex. It provides opportunity to have an enjoyable occasion together. Ms. Simon, what do you think about that definition of dating? What are your thoughts?
All right, yes. So dating is getting to know the person more. So the person who you plan to spend the rest of your life with, you get to know everything about that person, and that is the process of dating.
Ms. Campbell, what are your thoughts of dating? What's your view?
Well, a simple thought on dating is just getting to know someone, getting to know yourself as well.
All right. So, in Jamaican society, do you think that Jamaicans date? Do you think as a society do we date, or we just pick somebody and then just say that we're in relationship with that person?
All right. Well, in our society, I think some persons have the wrong notion of what dating really is. So we don't really know how to date per se. When we see people dating more than one person, especially, we say, oh, you know, that's a lifestyle that I wouldn't want to live. But when you date numerous persons, you are actually getting to know each individual to say, hey, this is someone I may like to spend the rest of my life with. This one, not so much. So then you'll be able to pick and choose, leave and refuse somewhat.
Yeah, right,
yeah.
That's true. What do you think, Miss Simon, as it relates to Jamaican society? Do you think we date as a society?
All right, no, I wouldn't say. They would just, most Jamaican, they just jump right into a relationship. I think for them, the dating process is like maybe too lengthy for them, but it is really getting to know who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. The do's and the don'ts, things that you might like, things the person don't like, and to see whether you can work with that person or you cannot work with the person.
Right, that's true. And I do also think that as our society, when we talk of dating, for them it may involve sex, which is not so, right? I don't
Right,
think
it should not
dating-
involve it.
Right, it should just be like friends, basically, then. So, right. Benefits of dating. What do you think the benefits of dating are?
It's for you to choose the right person to marry.
And what else?
And also, it also help you to grow in that relationship and your communication skill, so that when you reach into the part of marriage, it would be a good one. It would be much better.
Right, that's true. And I think that we do have a problem with communication, right? As a society, that our communication skills are not very...
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, right. So what do you think about our communication skills? What do you think that we can do to better our skills communicating?
All right, let's look at communication in the dating process, right? While dating, you are getting to know if, this is someone you can work with. So if there are things about the individual that may seem off to you or that you may not be able to tolerate, you can say, hey, I don't like how you do this, I don't like how you do that. If it is where we see that the person is not making changes to your request, then you know that you're going to have a problem down the line, maybe.
Right. So what do you think about the persons who say that that's just who I am? Is either you're gonna like accept me for who I am, or you can just leave? What do you think? What do you think about that statement?
Well, each person's personality is what makes them a unique individual. In a relationship or a marriage which is more serious, there is no I, really. You have to reach some level of compromise. It's no longer about you only. So there are things you may not like that your partner does. It wouldn't seem right for your partner to say, oh, this is just who I am, and you're just going to have to accept it. And no, I think that's room for issues.
But that we're talking about, like, in the dating process, though, you're not yet married. So you're dating and then somebody says, this is who I am. This is who I am. It's either you accept me as this type of person, or you leave, or you move on. Right? I don't think that it would be the same if you're in a marriage. Because if you're married, I believe that you would have passed the stage of dating and courting. Just at the dating stage now, and the person, you're talking to somebody, and say the person chews very horrible when they're eating. They don't chew food properly, right? Say that's the thing, and you speak to them and they say that this is how they've always eaten. Like, what do you say?
For some persons that are petty, I think some things can be overlooked. Well, me personally, I don't really like how persons chew. When you chew, your mouth needs to be closed. But if the person has good qualities, I think the chewing is something I could probably overlook. I'm now at a stage where I'm developing some skills as to how to block out certain things. So I'm just not going to pay the chewing any mind. If I see that the person has great qualities.
All right. So, Miss Simon, anything to add?
All right. On the same chewing thing there, as Christine said, if the person have great qualities, then yes, you can continue. But maybe we might not go out for lunch or dinner. Since you're having that chewing issue, we have to stay home and eat. Because I'm going to feel a way to see in public, and people looking at you, I'm going to feel a way. So probably we just have to stay out of the public with the eating.
All right, understood. All right, so let's look at some suggested rules for dating now. One says, do not limit yourself too soon in friends. Try to go out with a group when dating. Don't overdo it. Don't lie. Define standards of conduct on dates. Will need to set up in one's mind. What do you think about those rules for dating? For example, don't limit yourself too soon in friends. What do you think that is saying, Miss Simon?
All right, I think this one is saying that when you start dating a person, don't go too far, as in friend, too deep. Limit yourself. Get to know the person good before you say we are friends. get to know them better.
What are your thoughts on that?
I guess some persons would differ in terms of getting to know someone, because some people say that you'll never know a person, really. But in the dating process, I think there should be limits as to guard yourselves, so you wouldn't want to give your all in someone who is not looking to build something meaningful.
Right. That's what I got from it too. Like, do not limit yourself. Don't, when you're dating, just don't pick somebody just because they might have blue eyes and you like blue eyes too early, right? Try to be more open. Look at other persons. And the other one is saying, try to go with a group when dating. I don't think Jamaicans really do that. I don't think that's really part of our culture. Like, going back to our lesson this morning as it relates to culture, I don't think like Jamaicans date, and especially group dating. I've never really seen that. They might double date if they're friends, but I don't think that as a group, like say like 10 persons or what, might go out and they're dating per se. What do you think?
Probably for those who do not have good intentions, you want to go out on a date with someone by yourself. Yes, there may be times when you want to discuss things, probably personal things. However, it shouldn't be a problem if you want to go out as a group. You're more safe.
That's true.
I believe
That's true.
when you go out in groups, and you're not lying about who you really are. So you're showing the person you're dating and others who you really are.
Right, and then you're also showing the person who you're dating or you interact with person.
Exactly.
Right, because you might be so nice to them, and when they meet your friends, it's a different person.
Right.
So it's good also to go out in groups. Don't lie. Don't lie.
No, you should never. And sometimes person tend to lie when it's either they need the girl or they need the guy, so they lie.
What do you think persons lie though? Do you think it's a form of insecurity why persons lie? They're insecure about something why they lie?
Probably. And some persons may say they want to test per se, even though it's lying and it's not right. But some persons use that as a means of testing the other individual.
Lying?
Yeah.
They use the lie to test the other person?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I mean, you're lying about who you are, lying about a situation just to see how they would react.
But do you think that's okay though?
That's why I'm saying it's not right, but people do it.
Oh, okay. All right, because I was a bit taken aback. I'm like, how is this right? What do you think about the line, Miss Simon?
All right. No. Be truthful. Say whatever you need to say to the person, and the person say, decide whether they agree with it, or if they can work with it or work not with it. For example, you know that I don't like if you smoke and you drink, and you're going to lie to me you don't do it anymore. Further down the line, I will find out. So it's best if you come and say the truth. Let me decide if I will work with it or if I will not work with it, or if we can fix the problem.
All right. So do you think everyone should date? Do you think everybody, once they reach as a matter of fact, like what age do you think is okay for youths to start dating? What age?
Well, you must first date yourself.
Well, that's true. And I think that from you become conscious of who you are, you are dating yourself.
Exactly. And when you become conscious of who you are, then you will know what you like, what you don't like. So dating is an ongoing process. So So there's no right time to dating for me.
There's no right age, or like it's just like once you know yourself and you're comfortable within yourself, then you can then move on to dating. What do you think? Do you think that there's an age limit as to when persons or children can, I mean, youths can start dating?
I would say in their like 13, they're
13?
starting their 13.
But what if some 13-year-olds aren't ready mentally to date, though?
Well, remember, dating is now is getting to know someone else.
Yes, but what if, remember, to date other persons, like you have to know yourself,
Yes.
right? So what if they are still figuring out who they are?
Still can date, make friends, get to know people. So you look at yourself and say, all right, this is what I want, this is what I know. So it still help you to build.
I think as a Jamaican society, we place a negative connotation on dating because when we sometimes mention dating, some persons are thinking that it involves sex,
That's true.
yeah, or some level of physical intimacy, which is not necessarily so, which is why I said that dating, no limit, no age limit per se.
Right, so I think then that our generation now, like, since we know these things, would have to impart these information on our children so that
Right.
they know that the correct way of dating is such and such. Right, so we change the view of dating in our society. I see a comment here online as it relates to going out in a group. They said that they will have to be responsible for their expenses. That's the only way I will go out with a group. But I don't think that one person will pay for the entire group, All right. So the next thing is, what do you look for in a partner when you're choosing somebody to date? What do you go for? What do you go for, Miss Simon, in a partner when you're choosing?
All right, first, you must be honest. You must be honest. We need to learn how to understand each other. Personally, for me, that person that I will be dating, you have to know that first, I am not a morning person. So don't expect me to wake up 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. That's not me. I am not a morning person. So my time of getting up is like anyway 7 o'clock after 7. Even though I have to get up so early in the morning now to go to work, I can't function until about 10 o'clock. I work better in the evening. 100% better in the evening. So, after know me, get to know you. You must be honest with yourself. You must be trustworthy. So that's basically for me. You must have to understand me first.
All right. What do you look for in a partner when you're looking to date somebody?
All right, the first thing is a godly person, a God-fearing person. I like honesty, understanding, communication. I like someone who can communicate. I'm attracted to intelligence. Intelligence in the sense that you are able to express and be receptive also, because there are a lot of intelligent persons who are very, very arrogant. And I'm not saying I'd go for someone who is illiterate, because that poses a problem where communication lies as well. So I look for a good communicator. I also look at how the person treats their family, especially the mother. So if they have a good relationship with their mom and the females in their family, then that's okay for me.
That's true. For me also, I like God-fearing persons as well, and I also like persons who you might say talk a lot. I kind of like talkative persons and persons who can communicate their feelings well. I like that. Even though sometimes I might struggle in the communication area a little bit, but I do like persons who can do that, so that, when they do that, then I can become better using my communication skills. So it says, make a list of non-negotiable character traits. Get your priorities straight. Not too picky on insignificant things. It's a good time to get clear about personal tastes and preferences. If the person matches your taste but do not match character traits, he or she should be a non-contender. If it takes discipline to focus on the important qualities so you don't compromise. So there's a difference between the person characteristics and that your taste. The taste. So you don't magnify say the person have like great abs and whatnot. You don't focus on that. You focus on the character of the person themselves.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Though. Some person just all about the abs.
That's true, but that's not the correct thing to do.
No, that's not the correct
way.
They
don't focus on if he's got a good sense of humor, if you want him like the same music. So try to focus on the personal like self.
So you're saying that it's wrong to have a type?
No, it's not wrong, but don't focus on it. Don't let it be like the maker. Sometimes your mind still like you like tall, dark skinned guy, and your soulmate is a short brown guy, right? This is what you like, but don't let it be the focus of like how you would choose person today. Like choose person who you can click with,
And I think that's one of the reasons why so many persons aren't in a stable relationship, because they're always looking for their type, but they're not really compatible.
Right, that's true. Sometimes the type is not compatible with who you are. Yes, they might look good, they might have the car, they might have the great work, they might be intelligent,
but they might also lack something.
Right, on a personal thing that you might not even share the same faith. Which goes to the next question now. Would you be comfortable dating somebody who is not of the same faith of you? What do you think, Miss Simon? Would you date somebody who's not of the same faith? You don't share the same beliefs?
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No.
Alright, for me, biblically speaking, and our teachings, we're taught not to avoid dating persons that you don't share the same faith, because there might be conflict down the line. But in today's society, I don't think you can just write off person just because you don't share the same faith. I mean, you can get to know them, but I don't think that you should say then, like, choosing that person to be, the wife or the husband. But like, get to know persons. Don't let, because they're of the different faith, that you don't get to know them, because I think that would be discriminating, right? Right. So just because you're not of the same faith, don't mean that you can't talk to person. You can't talk to person. It's just that when it gets a little bit deeper or more serious in the thing, that you might then decide to focus on persons who you share the same beliefs with. What do you think, Miss Campbell?
Alright, so I agree in not writing off anyone, and that's the importance of dating as well, because in getting to know the person, then you'll know if it's something you can work with. It is advised, however, that we do not date outside of the faith. Well, my take on it is religion. Religion is different from denominations.
That's true.
While I would probably speak to someone from a different denomination, the religion is sort of sticky for me, because that is like a whole different culture, which can interfere with the relationship. Whilst having a relationship with a person from another denomination will pose problems as
at
well.
least you're close,
but it would be minimal. And at the end of the day, everyone has to give an account for themselves. And it shouldn't be that we would say, hey, I'm a Christian, so I'll bring him over. That won't necessarily work.
Right? Because they might bring you over to their...
Exactly, if you're not
right,
firm.
If you're not
So,
firm, that's true.
the best thing to do is date someone who's of common background or someone who you have similarities with.
Right, that's true. Like I remember watching a documentary a few years back where this lady she was a Christian and she met this Muslim gentleman and like he pretended or something to be converted to Christianity and they were living in America. And then after they got married, had children, and after a time, he said that he wanted to take them home, right, back to their, I don't remember which one of the Middle Eastern country, but it's one of them. So she said that when she got there now, everything changed. So the women in that faith that have to cover up, they can't be seen on the road with other men, they can't hold hands. So that was a culture shock for her. So the man didn't let her to go anywhere by herself, right? And then that faith where the men are the rulers per se of that faith. So like she wasn't, the things that she was free to do in America, she wasn't able to do that. So she had to like fight basically to leave that situation and come back home with her kids. So then it goes to show that religion is different. What might be okay for you might not be okay for somebody else.
All right, so in the comment section, Sister Dai said, a child at 13 has to do group dating. These children are at a vulnerable age where their hormones are all up and down the place. So at age 13, yes, they can date, but they should do group dating. Next comment from Sister Dias, it said, biblically, it is safe to stick with your faith or denomination. It will pose problem, especially when the children are involved if you end up marrying the person. So you end up marrying someone, you date someone from a Sunday church, you end up marry them. Saturday you're going to church, he's home washing. Sometime you want the child to go to church with you on Sunday, you want the child to go with you on Saturday. So it causes a problem.
Right,
it do cause. Or if you date someone outside of the denomination, someone of the world, Saturday they're home, they do all things that is not like what you're used to doing, and so it do cause problem. And they say when children in there, so it do cause a problem when you do someone outside of the denomination or faith.
Alright, so the next thing is, well, we kind of briefly touched on it before, but is how do you differentiate between the characteristics of a person and your taste, right? So your taste may mean that you like brown guys with blue eyes and curly hair and nice teeth and clean fingernails, but how do you differentiate that from the character of the person themselves? How does that happen?
I've never said or painted this picture in my head of the type. I don't have a type. The personality is what grabs me first. The personality. So while other persons may see their physical appearance having flaws, I may not see that, or I may see, but I pay more attention to the person, the character of the person. So that's of utmost importance to me.
All right,
not the physical appearance.
That's true. Like I'm not gonna act like I do. Like there are certain things that I like to see. And sometimes when I tell persons what I like to see, their first comment is that I am prejudiced. But I'm not prejudiced. It's just that there are certain type of people that I like to see, right? So it's just a preference for me. It's not like I'm just gonna go definitely for that group of persons. It's just that I like to see them and they look nice to me, right? Not that the other type doesn't look nice, they all, but that's just my favorite of the bunch.
And that is?
Let's not go there. let's stay politically correct on this on this thing. What do you differentiate? Do you?
All right, so for me, their character, maybe I like a physical thing, cause I don't like tall guys. No,
I don't know how to respond to
and
that.
I don't like brown guys. So there's a few physical things. There's something have to be with your fingernail, your foot. So there's a little physical to it, but it's most about their character. But a little physical to it.
That's true, because I like nice fingernails. I really do like seeing nice fingernails. And
I like
clean
nice
fingernails
teeth.
and teeth.
I love a clean mouth, yeah.
Right, so there you go. So you,
No, but that's not a type. I mean,
that's a preference.
yeah, so while you may go for the tall and light skin, their mouth maybe, not so pleasant, but it's still your type, right? So what would you do in that case?
What was the question?
Your type, the tall and brown skin, what if their mouth isn't?
No. See, that's a part of it. It's like a collective group of things, right? So the light skin, the nice mouth, the nice fingernails, and then the nice toes. So if like one of those things are not there, then it kind of, I might still talk to them, but that the effort won't be,
Okay.
Yeah.
Also for me, if you know me and know me well, you know I have a nose problem. I do have a nose problem. So if your nose big, you could have everything.
I think that's a bit being too superficial.
No, I have a nose problem.
So what if the guy has everything else, everything that you like, or you click with them on a reasoning level, and then because them nose big, you won't talk to them.
No, I don't like it. I don't like big nose.
You won't get past the nose.
No, I can't pass it. I can't look at the
Let
nose.
Miss Campbell teach you some skills to block out the nose part.
All right, Sister Kristen, teach me some things to block out the nose.
Well, I can't teach you about what you like because at the end of the day, it's your choice. And it's what is important to you. So if you really don't like the big nose, then I think that you will not want to date that person. But what if the big nose person is the person that will make you happy?
Exactly. What then? You're gonna lose your happiness for a small straight nose?
Right. If you know me well, I don't like big nose people. I always trouble people with their nose, even myself.
Exactly, because your nose is big.
Right, my nose is big, so I can't date somebody with big nose. As the sister there said, their hygiene is a must. It's not necessarily a type. Of course, they must have good hygiene.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They must have good
I don't
hygiene.
think persons would get up and date somebody who doesn't like to bathe. Oh my God. Or who doesn't like to brush
Their
teeth.
teeth.
That's like a must. Like persons should know that when they wake up, they brush them teeth, they have a shower and whatnot. That's a given. Like I don't think I could date somebody who don't know the basics to clean yourself.
Is it that they don't know or they don't like to? Because I know somebody did. She just do not like to brush her teeth. I don't know why. As big as she is, you have to go brush your teeth.
I think they know, but maybe they weren't taught that it needs to be done. Maybe they were just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking that
At the age of at least, I say 15, 16, Everyone should know that you need to brush your teeth. You need to have a bath.
Yes, that's true, but remember, how you grow up, plays a part in how you turn out as an adult. So if the person was a child and their parents weren't saying like, go brush your teeth before you bed or whatever, they just go to bed. Probably they grew up and think that's fine for them because that's how they were taught.
But these things are taught in high schools, primary school, in basic school. Of course, when I was going to basic school, they have the church, you brush your teeth in the morning, you shower 3 times. That's not an excuse.
No, but then it all boils down back to dating. Because what if, let's say we're dating in our denomination and the faith. What if the person is from another country? They will have a different culture. They may have a good personality, but what we consider as important in Jamaica, they may not necessarily see it as so. We brush our teeth once we get up in the mornings. They may not, and just brush their teeth once per day in the night. But they're your type.
Exactly.
What would you do?
Yeah. All right. So I don't think that I would continue. I don't think that I could overlook something like hygiene. I think hygiene should play a very important role in everybody's relationship and whatnot. I remember when I was on work and travel, and there was a particular group of persons there, a country, and for some reason, whenever the females did number 1 in the bathroom, they didn't flush it, and I kept wondering, why the bathroom has not been flushed. Come to find out that in that country they have a water problem. So, if it's number 1, you let it stay. If it's number 2, you flush it. Right. So even they're not in their country anymore, and there's no water problem in America where we were, and they still have that. So again, it's how the person grew up. Right. Yeah. So it says, it is very important whether or not the person who you're dating take ownership and how they repent and change. Not just say that they're sorry, but look for someone who is open to self-examination and growth. There's a difference between imperfections and character flaws. Have zero tolerance policy to deception. So where it says, look for somebody who is open to self-examination and growth. I think that's a very important part when you're choosing somebody to date with, right? You can't have somebody that you're talking to and they'll never admit that they're wrong. You know that they're wrong, and they know that they're wrong, but they'll never come and say, I was wrong, this is such and such and such, I apologize, such and such. Those persons, I think that you should stay away from. Right?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But what could cause them not to acknowledge they're wrong and say sorry and move on?
Again, I think they weren't taught to, and even if they were taught how to do that, they just don't feel empathy or sympathy. Those persons, what are they called? Narcissists and sociopaths?
Yeah.
Right, so some persons are definitely like that. They don't feel it. Right, so those persons you should stay away from. Yes. They know that they did something wrong, but they just don't feel the guilt of doing something bad. So you might be there wanting and waiting for an apology, and it will never come. So stay away from those persons.
What if they're afraid to say it to your face but can go on the phone and say it?
That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. How can you be more comfortable talking to somebody over the phone and not in person? Well, that's true. I can see that.
Some person do.
That's true, because you're not seeing the person. The person might make you nervous or whatnot, right? I can see that, but try. Try, that's how you get over things. Facing things that you might see difficult or something that you're fearful of. Try to do something that you're uncomfortable with. So try to say sorry to the person in face to face.
And I think that's why it's important to develop some level of communication where you are comfortable enough in sharing with the person, whether it be face to face or over the phone. Because yes, some persons are a bit timid when it comes onto face to face contact, but they have more courage in doing so over the phone. So getting to know someone and understand them, then you'll be able to help them in probably adjusting to make things work in a relationship.
Right, understood. So again, it says take responsibility for yourself and for your choices. If things don't work out, don't lay all the blame on the other person, right? Why are you attracted to the wrong kind of person? That's another thing, You know this person smoke, right? But every person that you choose to date them smoke. Why are you attracted to that type of men, or why are you attracted to some persons that like the party, that like the flashy person, and that's the person that you go for, that's the person that you're attractive to. Why do you think that you are attracted to these persons? What do you think?
Especially in today's society, we are so fearful of being rejected, so we accept certain things even if we're not comfortable deep down. So it sometimes have to do with pressure as well, peer pressure, but that I believe is only causing hurt on the individual, because deep down that this is not the person for you. But just because that person may have money or they can give you certain opportunities, you try to suppress the feeling of knowing that this person is not right and wanting to live a certain kind of lifestyle that you may be attracted to, but it's not necessarily the ideal thing to do.
That's true. Like, and I don't know how persons or how females pretend to like somebody. I can't do it. You're going to see it on my face. I cannot hide my facial expression. If I don't like you, if I'm not comfortable, I cannot pretend that I am. You're going to see it. I don't know how females may pretend to like somebody, like, so that they can be, put to school, them can get local grocery, them can get them hair done, and them no, I can't do that. That's too much. What do you think?
It's because of the money for them. That's all they need, the money. So that's why most time you see them on the roadside, their throat slash and so forth. For them, it's just the money. Yes, deep down, I don't love him, but I need to go through to school. I need to put food on my table. So you have to get a certain things from them. So that's for basically for some person. It's just about the money.
That's true. And also, you must be willing to cut people who are wrong for you. If you know that the person deep down is wrong for you, be willing to cut them loose. Let them go. Have faith and patience that God will bring you the right one. Right? Do not compromise. People often rush to get married because they're afraid they will be alone. And too often they marry someone with a lot of problems. Right?
All right, I think for that, it's maybe easy that they are afraid to let go, or they don't want to start over again. So it's either they're trying to make it work and it's just not working.
I think
they're just afraid to let go or afraid to start over again.
And I know a lot of females they don't want to start over. So they know that the man is not their cup of tea or whatnot. They're having problems, but they just can't bother to start
over
to
again.
get to know somebody else, and then that person might hurt them too.
And
So
right, that
they're
is the
thinking
same impression that they have. This
Exactly.
person going to do the same
Yeah,
again.
so then you stick to the
Better you
ego,
stick to
the
that
ego
person and
know.
continue.
Right? What do you think about that?
Many times I hear people say, or we see people not wanting to leave a relationship because they have invested how many years. And yeah, that is very silly to me, because investing, let's say, 12 years in someone, if that person puts your life at risk or harms you in any way, are you able to sacrifice your life? Is it sensible for you to sacrifice your life for that person you've been with for 12 years and not think of yourself? That's not something wise.
No, and a lot of females don't do that. So it goes back to when you're younger, date yourself, to know yourself.
Right.
And I think parents should try their best to help to let their kids know that they are worthy of somebody to love them, right? And to let them know that they are loved. It help them to give them that boost in their self-esteem.
Right.
Don't let them feel that they're unloved or unwanted, because these are the same females might get older and end up in a relationship where they might be abused,
Right.
or they just might marry somebody just for marrying sake, or just to get like opportunities in life to get a green card.
Yeah, and I think some cultures, they force people into certain relationships, like African culture. You're forced to get married at a young
right,
age.
like
What do you
13.
really know about yourself
Exactly,
at
at
13?
13, right?
So when they end up in those kind of relationships, it often leads to suicide and all those things. And not being used to love is something that can mess with your emotions as a female.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. God loves you and wants to bless you with someone if it's on your heart to marry. Sometimes you may have to do more personal growing before you are ready. So sometimes you might be there praying and say, Jesus, I want to have a partner. And deep down, God knows that you're not ready. You need to grow some more for somebody else. So, you might be there thinking that you're ready, and then God knows that you're not ready yet. Grow some more. Grow closer to God and get to know yourself better. Then the person will come, right? So sometimes you may have to do some personal growing before you're ready. Ask people who you love and will be honest with you if there are some areas you need to grow or get healing in before you are ready, right? So do you do that? Do you ask persons like if there are some parts of you that might need a little bit, help up? Like
You mean if I ask a partner if they're
not necessarily a partner, but persons that you love, like probably your sister or somebody, like persons who know you and love you.
Yeah, and they will say it, in particular that I'm very miserable. Well, I wouldn't say I'm miserable. I just do not tolerate foolishness. So, and that's why I don't think that I am fully ready for a marriage, because there are certain things that I want to achieve, personal goals, before I enter a marriage, and certain attitudes that I may need to curtail to facilitate a partner, because in the marriage it's not only about me. So I have to learn how to tolerate, compromise, communicate, and understand.
That's true. And that word compromise, for some reason I just don't really like it. I don't know. I'm just having difficulties with that compromise. Compromise thing. It's so hard for me.
Yeah, but it's important in not even in a romantic relationship, but in all aspects of our lives, because you and someone else may not share the same idea. However, to reach some sort of common ground, you may have to agree to disagree.
Right, that's what I
You have to
say.
give and take.
Right, that's what I say. Like if we're not on the same page and we can't seem to just agree on something, I'm like, let's just agree to disagree. You do this and I do that. That's all. It might be wrong, and I feel that it is, but I just can't seem to let it go. What do you think about compromising in, like, say, in a dating relationship, or even like something further like marriage? What do you think about compromising in a relationship? Like, are you comfortable with compromising? Are you? You compromise? Yeah, like say for instance, you want a Audi, right? But your husband wants to get you a BMW. You know, what do you do? Do you say like, I want an Audi, get me the Audi, or you meet in halfway and say, the Mini Cooper has the same qualities as the Audi and the BMW in one. Let's get the Mini Cooper. Do you do that, or you just stick to your point that you want the Audi?
I'll stick to my point.
I had a feeling, you know. I had a feeling. That's why I used that analogy. I had a feel. But do you think that it's okay though, not to being able to compromise sometimes?
Maybe sometimes you can.
Yeah, but I do think that it becomes dangerous when you compromise too much, right? Do you think so? Like you're always being the one to just say you compromise.
Not necessarily.
I feel so.
Alright, there are certain things that you would definitely know
That you're not gonna
that
compromise.
you cannot make a compromise with. However, if it is something that affects both parties, then you're going to have to reach some common ground to avoid the unimaginable.
Right, but how then do you decide, what you're not going to compromise on? What if, for example, the analogy that you won't compromise on getting the Audi? What is that your thing that you're not going to compromise on? How do you say to a person that that's not something that you can't compromise on? What is that their personal thing that they will never compromise on?
From the get-go, from the get-go, from dating, you would outline certain things to your partner that, you lay it all out on the table. So when it comes to that time where you have to reach a compromise, it shouldn't be a problem really, because you have made it known what are your expectations and, other little details.
That's true. And I think also in dating that we forgot to mention that you should be clear and concise with the person to say this is what you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody to court with, or you're just getting to know somebody, because you might be on this page and the person's at number 20
Right.
in the book. So be honest with the person. And I think that's the thing that is wrong with our generation, or probably the generation before that. When we get into a relationship or dating and whatnot, we're not honest enough to say that I'm not really ready for a relationship. I'm getting to know this person. I don't have the person out there thinking that you're building something with that person, and then you're still at the introduction of the book, and the person is at number 21, right? So that I don't think that's right. So self-control, control your tongue, set boundaries, slow things down, Miss Simon, right? Your tongue, control your tongue. What do you think about that?
Yes, we should control our tongue and be careful of what we say to the other person. Because you're getting to know the person, so you need to take time, know what to say to the person, because you might say something that might offend the person and might even cause that friendship to break off. So you have to control your tongue. It's a very powerful weapon, so you really have to control it.
That's true, and I think something that I personally would have to work on, because when I am upset, I tend to say anything, the first thing that comes to my mind. I just say it, and I think that's a problem, not only for me, not only for others, but for me, because sometimes I just feel so horribly after.
After you're
After
going
I
to
say it, I feel
so you shouldn't have said that word.
Because even though I'm like that, like I have a very strong conscience. Like my conscience would have killed me. It would kill me, right? And I have to go and apologize to that person, whoever I offend. What do you think about the controlling your tongue and whatnot?
Well, being a guidance student, it has taught me a lot how to be careful of what you say, because you'll not only put yourself at risk, but you can also hurt others in the process. No, when we use our tongue to bring down somebody else, especially our partner, then nobody really likes that. Especially in a relationship, because you are thinking that, hey, this is the person that, I trust, I confide in, the person who you think loves you, and for the person to hurt you with their words, then that's a big problem.
All right, that's true. All right, so our last topic of this discussion is respect. Give and expect respect. Respect your opinion is heard and valued. Your differences and disagreeing are validated. Your choices are esteemed, even the wrong ones. Your feelings are regarded. When you are wrong, you are confronted respectfully, not talked down to or babied, right? And I think that a lot of persons, they cannot take correction, right? So they might be able to give it, right? But as soon as they do something wrong, it's like you're walking on eggshells around them to tell them that, hey, you could have approached this differently, or you could have handled this situation differently, all right? And then sometimes you have to sugarcoat things for some persons, like if they're going in the wrong direction, if you don't sugarcoat it, they're not going to hear or hear what you're going to say. They might think that you're fighting or you're bad mind or whatever. How disrespect is manifested: dominating, withdrawing, manipulating, direct violation, the same hurtful action after being asked not to, right? Minimizing, saying the hurt person is overacting, blaming and rationalizing. So if you're getting to know somebody and they have this dominating character, then you might need to see that as a red flag. If they are withdrawing, as soon as something not going that way, they recede, they're not talking to you as much, probably a red flag. If they're manipulating, also a red flag. If you ask them not to do something and they continue to do it, red flag. If they blame everything on others but take responsibility for their actions, red flag. And rationalizing, that's also a red flag. So the solutions: do not wait to deal with the problem. Say no as soon as you recognize the problem. Say no as soon as you recognize the problem. Address the disrespect as a problem. Clarify what bothers you, your feelings, and how you like to be treated. What you will do if things do not change. Bring others in. own your own part of the problem. So that part that says bring others in. Like what do you think of it? Say that you're having a problem in your relationship. Do you bring others into it to ask others' opinion on what's happening? I know I'm probably wrong, but I have this view that like when you're married, when persons are married, they ask the pastor or the elder, somebody, some high official in the church, their opinion in what's going on in the relationship. Do you think that's fine though to bring others into the discussion?
I think when you bring others in the relationship, let's say a pastor or an elder, I think it's out of respect, and it must be something that you or your partner can't handle on your own. But my view is deal with the issue first internally, because you are married to the person. You're not married to the person, the pastor, the elder, or their family. Neither your family. So deal with it first. If you see where it's getting out of control, then you can get professional help, counseling. So that's when I think a third party should come in.
Yeah, that's true. So what won't work? Ending the relationship immediately. Retaliation, complaining without consequences. So if you're dating somebody and they do something that you don't like the first time, right? And you haven't expressed to them that you don't like this, and then you just end the relationship. Do you think that's not solving the problem, right?
No, because you're not really giving the person a chance to redeem themselves. Certain situations cause people to, act accordingly. Probably if it was another situation, the outcome would have been different. So, and I believe in second chances, sometimes third, fourth. But give the person a chance to show their real self.
That's true, and I do believe in giving second chances. But don't you think that it might be a problem if you keep giving the chances, and the persons might just take that for granted that she's just gonna probably just get vexed for a few days and then she'll be back? Do you think that might be opening the door for the person getting too comfortable doing the thing?
Yeah, especially if it's for the same problem.
Yeah.
So, and that's the importance of setting boundaries, because if the person does something once, you say, hey, don't let it happen again. If it happens again, then this is what will happen. So you lay that out to the person, let them know, if this happens again,
right,
this is going to be the outcome.
Right, and when it happens again, you let the outcome, right. So
exactly.
You don't just go back on your word.
Right.
So I think that I would say 2 chances are good. They do something the first time, you said, all right, that was wrong, you give them a next chance. They do it again, you have to say, okay, fine, it have to stop right here. Because sometimes when you give them too much chance, they take it for granted. She just get vexed and then talk back and everything. Okay, so you have to give them a certain amount of chances. I see where Sister Christine said, first and foremost, if you don't respect the person, you should not be in a relationship with them. And each relationship need respect. So you need to respect one and all.
All right, that is so true. So, boundaries, that is the final topic for our discussion. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll discuss boundaries, and then you would have to tell me the answers for the riddle that you have. The riddle is, who is that with a neck and no head, 2 arms and no hands? What is it? No Google, guys. Tell me your answers in the comments. boundaries. Take appropriate responsibility. Not too much blame, too much responsibility. Like, how do you set clear and concise boundary? Do you set boundaries in your friendship, your work relationships, and then like your dating life? I'm pretty sure that you set boundaries, right?
Yeah, in all aspects, because we have to sort of, let me say, when you set boundaries, it's less likely for you to incur any, indifferences will
Yes.
be a part of it. However, it is limited.
Right, because at least the person know that you said that before, that you don't like such and such and whatnot. Right. So for you, Miss Simon, what do you do as it relates to setting boundaries? Do you tell somebody that you don't like their news? Is that
Yes, I do. So I tell you my do's and my don'ts. So
how can the person knows be a part of your boundaries though? Like,
I don't like big nose guys.
I'm just I just can't get over the nose thing. The nose thing is just too funny. All right. So for me, boundaries. You know that for everybody that comes into your life, each person is different, and each person you have to set different boundaries with, right? For me, I don't like when persons talk to me and then touch me, right? Unless then that we're close. So if somebody that I'm not close with or familiar with comes up to me, even knowing the COVID time, make it worse. Somebody is talking to me and then touch that, then that's a no-no. So I have to say from before that I don't like when person touch me and even my hair. I really am uncomfortable when person just come and just touch my hair. I don't like it. There's sometimes when somebody hair looks really nice, even though I try not to touch person's hair, I always ask if I can touch their hair first. If it's yes, it's yes. If it's no, it's no. So it's very good to set clear and concise boundary in any relationship, whether work, friendship, or your dating life. So blame is truth without love. It always focuses on another's fault, with you as a victim. Some persons who have this victim mentality. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
It's never feeling faulted. Right? Stay away from those persons. It makes us think our biggest problem is the sins of another, which lead us to try to protect ourselves. We need to separate blame from responsibility. Just because someone is upset doesn't mean that you're at fault. Be willing to risk the relationship to do whatever is right. Be willing to get rejected. Be more concerned about being good than honest. What do you think about that statement? Don't be more concerned about being good than honest.
Don't be concerned.
Don't be more concerned.
Don't be
Don't be concerned being good. Like, you're so focused on being a good person, you forget to be honest.
Alright. You are so focused on being good to somebody, but you may never be good enough. In the process of being good, are you being honest with yourself? Are you being true to yourself? That is what is most important. Because in the initial stage, you would have established that, this is who I am. So you're going to have to accept me enough to want to work this out or work with the type of person that I am. So there's no means of being good enough if you're not being true to yourself, because I'm sure you're going to be unhappy.
That's true. That's true. Okay, and then the last thing is how to cure blaming others. Become more self-scrutinizing. Relate to both the good and bad of the other person. Set boundaries instead of blaming. Forgive. Learn to humbly listen to correction and restrain the urge to react. Blame. All right, and use blame as a signal to see if you are afraid, feel judged, or are sad about a fault. All right, so the answer to the riddle. Anybody got it in the comments? Who is that with a neck and no head, 2 arms and no hands? What is it? Let me see. Anybody got that? All right. I don't see anybody in the comments with the answer, but it is a shirt. A shirt. Shirt with a neck and no head, with 2 arms and no hands. So it's a shirt. All right. We would like to thank everybody who watched our program today. Thank you so much for your views. Thank you to our special guest, Miss Kristen Campbell, and all our technical team who are here with us. Thank you so much for being here. We are at the end of our program. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Join us next week where we'll be having another discussion in whatever that we. But before we go, let us pray. We'll ask Miss Campbell to pray for us.
Let us pray. Eternal God and our Father, we truly want to give you thanks for another Sabbath day. We may not have been gathered in the setting that we would have wanted to, but thank God that we are still here so that we can share the gospel through our YouTube channel. I pray that souls will continue to be blessed and hearts will be won for your kingdom. As we depart to our different destinations, I pray that you will go with us, prepare the way for the week that is ahead of us. Pray that you will grant us your blessings, continue to provide, be with those who are afflicted by this virus. I pray that you will reach out to them by whatever means. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Have yourself a great afternoon and see you next week on Youth Views and You.
Stay safe, everyone, and remember to sanitize 6 feet apart. Curfew starts at 6 p.m. Make your way home.